I pray with all my heart that the believers today would cut out this foolishness about this earthly stuff that's perishing and come back to the book and what it's truly about. It's about Christ. Has always been about Christ and only Christ. All right, let's get back to futility, and we're going to have to wrap it up. I ain't never got back to what I was supposed to be teaching on today, but apparently this is exactly what the Spirit of God wanted me to teach on today. So here it is. There's some people in this audience that's watching this. God is speaking directly to you, and you know it. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time, now we understand what that is, are not worthy to be compared with the glory. Now we understand what that is, which shall be revealed in us. We understand what that is now. It is the hope of glory. For the earnest expectation of creation, which is physical, heavens and earth, waits for the revealing of the sons of God. And we know how people become sons of God. You do understand that, right? Do they become sons of God through prayer? That's a question. Before I even show it to you, let me ask you a question. How do people become sons of God, children of God? Do you know? According to the book, please don't give me your opinion and what you think. According to the book, is a prayer, a confession, or any of that stuff necessary for salvation? I've showed you all this before. Not this particular passage, but I showed you how people get born again. And the effects of born again is prayer, confession, and repentance. So is it necessary? Yeah, but after salvation. How do people become sons of God? Here it is, in black and white. No guessing, no mistake about it. Will you listen to the Most High God, please? He, God, inside of Jesus, the man, was in the world. The world was made, listen, through him. That means he was there before the world was made. And the world did not know him. Why? Because he chose not to reveal everything about him. He hid it in himself. We read that already. Why did he do that? Because that was his purpose. It wasn't a mistake, friends. God did it on purpose. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. His own creation. And his own people, Israel, because his own meaning, he chose Israel, the nation. And when he came, they rejected him. It was a legitimate offer. They legitimately rejected him. But as many, only those, as many received him, to them, and only them, he gave something. He gave them the right to become children of God. So where does the right to become children of God comes from? You say, you got to receive him. Keep reading. To those, the same group right here who receives him, this many, how did they get it? Who believe in his name? Say, oh, they had to receive him and they had to believe in his name. Keep reading. Now, God explains the process of how that happened. Here's how they believe, receive, and believe. Here's the how. They were born. They were born again. What does that mean? They died and recreated. That's what it means. They were born. So how can a person receive him? He has to be born. How can a person believe? They have to be born. Can a prayer do that? No. Because those that are receiving were dead. So that sin must die. So what has to happen? God has to kill him with Christ on the cross, and God has to recreate him and make him alive with Jesus Christ. Did you have anything to do with that? Nope. It didn't come from blood. Did you have a passion and desire for that? No, it doesn't come by the will of anybody who is in the flesh. This flesh stuff is talked about in Romans 8. Do not guess. Go look at Romans 8, start at verse 1 and go down to verse 10. Don't you dare guess. The flesh simply means a fleshly nature, the old sin nature, the one you were born with. Okay? Nor of the will of some holy man. Wait a minute. You just eliminated everything, God. It don't come through my parents. Nope. You can't inherit it from your parents. You can only get your sin nature from your parents. It doesn't come from some will on internal, a desire for me to be saved. Nope, doesn't come that way. It doesn't come from somebody praying or leading me in some prayer. Nope, doesn't come that way. Then how in the world is anybody going to get saved? What did God say? It has to come from one single source of God. Of God. So who has the ultimate determination of people receiving and people believing in his name? Is it some human? Did Kevin ultimately hear the gospel and make a decision to accept God, to receive God? Get out of here. The Bible makes it clear. It comes only from God. Folks,